What's up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Let me understand y'all something real quick. Um, Life lesson. Sometimes when you do certain things in your life, you might move into a building. You might have a specific plumber that you deal with. You may have a specific mechanic that you deal with. Whatever the case is, a certain restaurant that you frequent. People in your life will ask you, hey man, you got the number of a good whatever. Hey man, do you know somebody that could whatever? Hey man, I'm looking for whatever. Could you hook me up with somebody who might know how to whatever? And you may go, oh yeah, yeah, I know somebody. Yeah, I know somebody. Let me give you their number, man. You know, call this guy. He's good, man. He's gonna take care of you. Da, 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 da. Then when you do that, after you do it, the person that you hooked up with the person, they end up having some kind of issue. Like I can tell you a story about one time a friend of mine was inquiring about um, an apartment complex that I lived in, and he was looking for a place, and he was like, "Man, I just want to see what it's like. Is it cool over there?" Nah, yeah, it's cool over here, man. You know, I brought him to the crib. He looked around. He's like, "Yeah, man, this is nice. Yeah, I like this. I can see myself over here." I've been knowing this guy for years, but I didn't know him. I knew him from another place. You know how you know people from just a specific place, but you don't really hang out with him. You just see him at that place. But I've been knowing him for years. So I plugged him in with the manager of the apartments, who I had a good relationship with. Got him in, and within probably the first month or two, it might have been the first month, this dude hadn't paid his rent. So the manager, she's looking at me like, hey, that's your friend. I took him in on your word and this and that. And I'm like, man, I was so mad. I went and knocked on the dude's door because he wouldn't answer when when the lady was coming. I knocked on the door and I guess he looked out and saw it was me. And I said, say, man, what's up? Why would you put me in that position when I referred you? I got you in on my credibility. Now my credibility is looking suspect because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. So the moral of the story, man, is that be careful when you refer people. Make sure that the people that you refer to other people that are in business or whatever the case might be, make sure that you are pretty certain that these are stand up people that you can trust, that you can lay your word down on. You know, you can't just pass around your connections to everybody, because you also have people who they are looking for services, but they just have a history of getting into beef and drama with everybody. Everybody that ever came to the house to do some work, ah man, I had to get rid of that dude. He did that. Everywhere you went, they got into it with somebody else. So they are never satisfied with the work, or they always find a problem with the person who's doing the work. So I had to learn the hard way that, like, nah, I'm not referring people to other people unless it's somebody that's so deep in my inner circle that I know I'm not gonna have those kind of issues with, man, because um, it actually affects your relationship with the people that you connected them to do business with. Now they kind of looking at you. It's like, man, look, I had a good thing going with my connection, and now they looking at me like, man, why would you hook me up with this guy? You know, so you got to be selective and you got to be careful if you value those connections. So any referrals that I give now are only given to people that I trust, that have all their senses, or they are given with a disclaimer attached to it. And that disclaimer, you know what it's like? I'm gonna tell you what it's like. It's like back in the days when uh, you may be dating somebody, and then your homeboy say, "Hey man, she got a friend," and she might have a friend, and you say, "Hey man," or she might have a friend that your homeboy saw. Put it like that, and then he goes, "Hey man, hook me up with a friend, man. Hook me up with a homegirl." And you go, "Hey, my partner, like he like your friend, man. You know, it's cool how y'all can make that connection." And then they make the connection, and they start getting into it. They start arguing all the time. They can't get along, and it rolls back to you. It's like, dude, y'all are grown. Keep me out of it. So it comes with a disclaimer now, to where it's like, look, man, I will plug you in, but let me tell you something, man. This my guy. This guy been doing mechanic work for me for 10 years now. This guy been a chef. He been preparing meals for me for 15 years. If I hook him up with you, hey man, don't do nothing out of character that's gonna affect my credibility with this person, because I value this person. Hey man, I ain't hooking you up with nobody. You want to meet her, you approach her, you meet her on your own, because you're not gonna come to me later on, or come to the person I'm dealing with and say, well, look, man, that was your friend. Wow, what's up with her, man? No, hey, we ain't doing that. So these are situations that when referrals go wrong, and it's cool. I'm not saying not to do it. I'm not saying not to look out for people when they need something, but make sure that you protect yourself on the front end and let it be known. And sometimes you even have to talk to the person that you're connecting the person with, to say, well, look, hey, this friend of mine, he's inquiring about your services. Hey, I'm gonna give you information, but I'm telling you now, that's y'all's business. You work with him at your discretion, and y'all deal with that like that. I don't want to be held responsible if somehow this thing doesn't pan out. So tell me y'all referral stories. How do y'all view this? Is it cool? Is it not? Do y'all agree, disagree with your big brother? Like, comment, subscribe, keep your notifications on, and I'm gonna keep on teaching y'all these life lessons. We're gonna make a series, man. Y'all can raise y'all children off some of this game I'm giving y'all, man. Straight up. Alright, man, this your big brother K-Rino. Peace.